And, but I'll tell you a turning point in my life, which is not in my professional life, so to speak, which is not so much about a patient, but about the interface between a patient and a consultant. My boss at that time, a teacher, we're talking about, I started my post graduation in psychiatry in 1991. So we are speaking about the early 90s. And most of you who know that period would know that that was also the period when AIDS as an illness was very much capturing the public imagination. And in a country like India, there was a great deal of stigma and fear, raw fear associated with what you would do with an AIDS patient and so on. And at the risk of embarrassing her, I will name my teacher. This was Professor Shobha Srinath, who was the head of child psychiatry in NIMHANS at that time. And I remember coming to work one day, going in to prepare for the consultant ward rounds or Shobha's ward rounds. And there was this young lady on the ward who was menstruating at that time. And there was a rumor she was clearly having a bipolar illness. I'm not getting into the detail of that, but can you imagine a young bipolar woman who is menstruating and a ward which is terrified, terrified that they will, because of a rumor around whatever behavioral factors that she might be HIV positive or have AIDS, and people refusing, almost being reluctant to aid her in personal care. And I'll never forget how Professor Srinath Shobha strode into the ward with me in tow and took charge and actually did something that others were reluctant to do, where, practically attending to personal care. And this is what happens in this field. You see, this field is full of people who are genuinely committed to patient care. There might be the occasional fear and reluctance to do the right thing, but when they see role models they respect do that. I remember half the, what in this country you would call healthcare worker workforce. We use different terms in India at that time, them being so almost appalled that this consultant was doing these things. And the real change is they see that someone like a professor in psychiatry can do this without an element of fear. And that means they too have permission to do that. And that taught me a valuable professional lesson. Don't tell other people what to do. If they are reluctant, show them that you will do it. And they will continue to do that. And it has a lesson that has stayed with me throughout my professional life.